Yo.
God damn it! You keep stealing my shit. I thought you said you were gonna be crazy.
No. Me. Come on. Hi. Hollywood.
All right. I stole your crazy.
Hollywood here. Welcome to the podcast. That was disgusting. We are here a little earlier than... What are you doing?
God, I'm on some shit today, boys.
We're here a little early.
Fucking hell.
But it's fine. It's cool because we get to watch the race a little bit. Beep, beep, beep. I think 2 of my cars are already out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, one of them is. One of them's definitely out. The other one's kind of way in the back.
We're talking. We're early, like Sunday or
Saturday.
We're recording on Saturday because we're busy.
Busy. Next week's a little crazy. I had one of my employees is having surgery, so I have to cover all of his shifts.
Rough.
Which is when we would record.
Yeah.
So we here Saturday. We're going wild, you know. We hanging out. Jay chilling. Saturdays are for the boys, you know.
God. Oh, I hate you so much.
I hate myself more than you hate me.
I hate you so
much. Actually, you know what? Costume change. Talk to the people.
Costume change. I'm currently watching Tom take his clothes off. This is my porn segment. Tom's taking his clothes off. Tom's naked. Oh, I see his pee-pee. No, put your pee-pee away.
No article of clothing came off me. I'm gonna wear my Colts jersey up until we find out who the Colts quarterback is.
Ah, interesting.
Because if it's not good, I'm burning this.
Boy, they've been talking about fucking J.J. Watt's been shopping around.
Yeah.
Get the fuck you, Houston. Get out of there. He needs to get out of there.
Yeah. His talents have been wasted. So, we'll take you. But
you should go play with his brother.
Nah, I think they're going to send him to an NFC team, if anything.
Yeah, probably.
And that's why I think we have the best shot. Personally, I think we have the best shot for Matt Stafford because of we're the only AFC team that wants him.
It's funny because obviously I know who he is.
Who?
But Matt Stafford. But I don't know how... Like, I haven't really paid attention how good he is or can be.
4,500 yards this year. The dude,
okay, so
the dude throws bombs.
The thing that sucks is he flies under the radar because he's a part of a team that
that's
fucking...
4-10 or whatever they are.
Yeah.
4 whatever.
So he's never in the...
Yeah, and he has the second most comeback led drives. Like he's led the second most comebacks.
Oh shit.
Or game winning drives or something like that.
Yeah.
Second to Drew Brees, and it's by 1.
Interesting.
And the dude can throw a bomb.
Well, that brings a point about Drew Brees too. He doesn't have enough titles to back up.
No,
his,
right.
You know.
You got what, 1?
Skill, yeah.
He's got 1, and he's won the NFC South or the NFC once. I think. Pretty sure. Yeah.
No, I think you're thinking about Aaron Rodgers. I definitely think Drew Brees has won the championship more than once.
I don't think they have. I think they've only been once or twice to the Super Bowl.
Let's look it up. I'm curious.
But there's a cool video of Stafford getting absolutely obliterated in the sacked. Dislocates his shoulder, comes off the field. You know, he's like as you do.
Right.
Sits out for a play. After they score the touchdown, or I don't know if they score the touchdown. They get out really close to the touchdown or something like that. He goes, if you need me to throw, I'll throw. If you need me to throw, I'll throw. And it's his non-throwing arm, so he's okay. He's just, in pain.
All right.
And it's out, and they're like, all right. So he gets the ball, throws a touchdown, runs off the field. It's out! Oh
my God.
But he was playing the entire time. But I love Matt Stafford for that reason. He's a dude that won't quit, even if he's injured. And Andrew Luck was that same way. Luck was down 45 points in a game, and he's like, "Don't take me out. I'm coming back. Don't take me out." And he yelled at Chuck Pagano for it. It was awesome. It was amazing. Love it.
Okay. Oh, these are his.
You're looking at Drew Brees, right?
Yeah. He's got NFL records. Where are we? Career NFLs.
None of our teams that none of our drivers or cars that we picked were in the top 3.
That's upsetting.
Yeah, go team.
Maybe I can't seem to find this.
Why don't you just look up NFC championships past 10 years? Or past 15 years.
Yeah, list NFC championship. Okay. There it is.
When I'm drunk.
So when did he start?
Breeze?
Yeah.
2000? Something like
Okay.
that? He was in San Diego for a bit.
Bears, Giants, Cardinals. Saints 09.
Right, that's when they beat the Colts, I believe.
Oh, fuck, you're right. I don't know why I thought it was more. It just hasn't been a lot, period. Holy shit.
What do you mean?
Like, as far as the team is concerned.
You're talking about the Saints?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're good up until... they're like Green Bay, where they're really good all season, and then they hit the playoff bubble, and they go...
Yo, I think they straight up only have one in team history.
Yeah, and that's their title. Yep. I knew it.
Yeah. I thought they had... So that means they only have one fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I thought they had more than that. I don't know what
No. Colts only have one, I think, right?
What shit I was on.
2, maybe? I don't know. Should have had more, but... It's fine.
Oh, let's look that up.
I think the Colts only have one. I don't know for sure. I'm a terrible Colts fan, apparently. I think it was 07. Maybe.
And
And then in 09 they lost, but they shouldn't have lost. They should have beat them up.
List of champions.
List of champions.
Green Bay.
Well, that's why it's called the Lombardi Trophy.
Okay, so you want Colts, right? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah. While you're doing that, let us know if you want to see a live podcast, because I've really grown interest in doing that. We'd be live on Twitch, and it would post directly to YouTube from there. I think that'd be cool. And then I'll just download the video, get the audio, and upload it to Anchor. I think that'd be a cool thing to do once in a while, maybe once in a while, or on special numbered podcasts. Like, you know what I'm saying? You catch my drift?
Yeah. Dude, I'm either stupid or they straight up don't have...
They won a Super Bowl. I watched them.
What year are you thinking?
I think 07. 06, 07. Like 99% sure. Because they were
yep, 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh, they played the Bears.
Dog Bears. Yeah, and Rex Grossman. I don't remember his name.
No, I don't.
Rex Grossman.
Oh, that was
He
after
almost led them to a comeback.
Okay, that was after the 06. Why do I not remember that? I remember the 06 Steelers-Seahawks because it had fucking Jerome Bettis still in it.
Yeah. The boss.
That man was on some shit, that's for sure.
Yeah. But, yeah.
That's crazy.
So, let's go Colts. Chris Ballard, pick up your game. Make sure we get Mr. Matthew. We want Mr. Matthew.
God, you sound like fucking Mike Tyson.
Mr.
You know what that brings me to? That brings me to something interesting, okay? This is going to kind of bounce all over the place, but I got to thinking about this when I was listening to the podcast I'm going to talk about later.
Yeah. Did you just forget it?
No, I just... My level of disgust is so, like... Because one episode he had Jake Paul in there.
Oh, yeah.
And the Mike Tyson thing made me think of Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And I just... It makes me think of all the people in YouTube that I just don't like.
There's a lot.
Him being one of them.
Yeah. I have a question for you after this because it's about Jake.
So I was just going to kind of go through a list of YouTubers that I can't stand. I don't know if you're down for that.
Sure. I mean, you're calling out the world already.
Yeah, I don't even. It's that. Look, do they want? Let me put it this way: if they fucking internet beef with me, I'll take it. That's clout.
We'll throw. It's clout.
Fuck them.
We'll throw
They're the stupid ones that give me
our
that
own
shit.
boxing matches.
Yeah. I just think Jake Paul's a little fuck, and he needs to get his ass beat. He straight up thinks he's God that parted the Red Sea or whatever.
I tell you what though, the interview, because we're talking about the BFF podcast, with Portnoy and
Josh
Richardson, and I think that was probably the best he's looked.
Yeah, but he was also drunk.
Which was annoying. Like he was hungover in his bed, being a bitch. But he made the points of, I'm not doing this for money.
So I do have to agree with him in the sense that he was saying that he liked.
He's challenging himself.
He's trying to find an in between of making money so he can make a living out of this, not like making money, not just securing the bag.
Yeah. Right.
So you could say, for example, the Nate Robinson fight. Nate Robinson fought him to secure the bag. He didn't fight him to be a fighter.
Right. Because at that point,
and Jake it showed because Jake beat the fuck out of him. Yeah. And I do have to give him credit in the sense that he seems like he wants to pursue this. But I just don't.
But he's obnoxious. I
think it goes too far. He rides the line. There's a line that gets rode between confidence and arrogance, and he falls off that line all the time. In terms of like arrogance, it's okay to say like I want to get to the caliber of a Conor McGregor maybe or something like that. But I'm going to tell you something. You can't. I don't care who you're talking about. Fighting. You can say all you want that boxing is a different sport. And the reason why people thought Nate Robinson was going to win is because he's more athletic. Yeah. But you don't have to necessarily be more athletic in boxing. Okay? You can't make that same argument when you're talking about another fighter. No, it's not boxing.
Right. But
MMA is arguably more difficult. Fighting.
And they take punches where this Nate has never taken a punch like that.
Yeah, like fucking McGregor's gotten his ass beat.
Yeah.
He just got his ass beat.
So this goes into what I wanted to. Now that he just got his ass beat, broke his leg, broke something else. I think it was his clavicle, maybe. Do you think now he's just like, I need a redemption fight? I need a cheap fight.
I don't want him to. Do I think he's going to do it? And do I want him to do it? And do I think it's necessary? Are the three questions, like in terms of his career and stuff like that? I think financially, he's perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah.
I think career-wise, he's better off trying to grind back up in the MMA.
Yeah, so now he has that Poirier fight 3, right, which he's definitely going to do that. I'm sure there's the Diaz fight coming.
Probably. Like, he just needs to stick to...
But he keeps going in and out of retirement, and that looks terrible for him.
It does, and he also is on the decline, but you can't deny that he puts asses in seats. Like, yes, he does.
Definitely... Yes, he does. I mean, he knocked out Cowboy, who's a heavy guy. Like, he's a heavy... What are they? Welterweights? Whatever they are.
Something like that, yeah.
Like, I think they were 180 when they were fought. And he knocked him out in 40 seconds.
Like, no, boxing is not the same. Okay? But I'm sorry. Like, I think just fighting another fighter, even if it's a different type of fighting.
That's his next fight, is an actual fighter now, right?
Is it?
Yeah, it's I can't think of his name.
Oh yeah, I think he might be ex-UFC, something like that.
No, he's UFC. He got beat up by McGregor quick.
Oh.
No. I'm sorry. Do you remember I don't know if you know this, but the guy with the dreads, maybe not dreads, but braids, flying kneed him in the freaking nose and knocked him out in 8 seconds. Yeah. It's the guy who got knocked out is who he's fighting.
Yeah, and Dana White, there's another podcast I listened to where they've made fun of Dana White. The guy can do the imitation of, it's actually Tiny Meat Gang. Okay. Cody Ko and Noel Miller. Yeah. Noel Miller can do a fucking funny as fuck imitation of Dana White. And who's the really popular girl in the UFC right now?
Not Rousey, because Rousey's out.
Hispanic, I think, name.
Is she not the one that they call like the robot or whatever? Cyborg. It's not Cyborg, right?
Well,
no, Cyborg is
what's
lost.
her name?
I don't remember.
Oh fuck, I can't think of it.
I'll look it up.
But anyway, he was doing an interview and he's like, "Isn't that the guy that fought the gamer kid from Britain? I'd let so and so, yeah, I'd let so and so, the girl, fight him." That's what he said.
Noel, he said, or whatever his name is.
Well, no, it was quoting Dana White. Dana White said that about Jake Paul.
Oh, shit.
Because this came out after, because Jake's obviously, since he's fucking McGregor lost, Jake's been clowning Dana White and McGregor for a fight because obviously, like, McGregor's intellectual property.
Amanda Nunez.
Yes.
Is that who you're talking about?
Yes. I'd let Nunez knock his ass out.
That's awesome.
That's what he said.
She would.
She would, and that you're right. And like I just and like Dana essentially owns McGregor, right? So, I mean, he could do what he wants still, but it's one of those things where he could jeopardize his own chances of coming back in the MMA world
If he fights Jake.
right? Because I don't know how. It definitely doesn't seem like Dana White is fond of it.
No, I think because Dana has, I do believe that he's contracted through. Well, but he's retired, and then he signed a contract and is retired again or whatever.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean,
he might be enough of retired to be able to make his own fights.
But Dana's definitely come out and said, because Dana pushed the Floyd Mayweather thing.
With
Like, he was involved in that.
with Logan or with Conor.
With Conor. Like, it wasn't his idea, but he was involved in it, so he had a hand in it because Conor's his fighter.
Yeah.
So he, and he's a badass. I love that guy.
Dana?
He's another, like,
I love watching weigh-ins.
He's another Dave-style person where he gives no fuck.
He's literally just holding these two essentially weapons of mass destruction. Holding them back.
Every time I see him, his throat gets fucking thicker.
Yeah,
like,
right.
He's just fucking.
He's always smiling too.
He came in. I saw an old clip of him. He came into the old UFC, the Ultimate Fighter show.
Yeah.
He came into the house, and the guys were talking around or around him, and he's like, "All right, guys, I just came in to tell you, the last like 4 or 5 fights have fucking sucked." And he just is like flat out. He's like, "If you want to stay here, you need to fucking fight." And
That's awesome.
And all the other dudes were like,
I saw a clip of him, and a guy had to make weight. He had to lose like 10 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's like, "I can't do it anymore," because he's been cutting all that entire show
right
to this point. It was like his big show.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Don't be a fucking bitch.
he really
lose
is.
the 10 pounds and then take a fucking bite tomorrow."
Yeah, he really is the fucking.
We have less than 20 hours before your weigh-in. Hurry up, man up.
But this is ruthless business.
Yeah,
like, he made successful
out of
content
nothing
out of this, So and I can't blame him for not wanting it. And this goes back to my point. For him, it's about integrity. I think at some point, right?
Right, because
like
they're making enough money with the regular fights that they have.
Why would you
stoop to that
level? You're essentially dragging MMA through the mud. You're dragging the brand through the mud by saying, okay, I'm gonna go fight this YouTube kid.
UFC, not MMA, but yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah. But like, you represent UFC.
Yeah.
You're gonna go fight this YouTube kid for money.
See, that's why
because you have
I don't know how this.
You don't look good.
Askren is the guy he's facing.
Oh yeah, David Askren. You don't look good.
Is it David?
I think so.
I don't know. Whatever.
I'm pretty sure.
I feel like it's not David. Continue.
I'm curious. I think you. Like Jake has nothing. What does he have to lose here? He doesn't have anything to lose. He wins.
Ben.
That was close. It was normal. I mean, okay. Anyway, so like, what does he have to lose, right? He is trying to get into fighting. So if he's successful, then he just did one of the biggest upsets in fighting history.
Yeah.
And if he's not successful, he just made a fuck ton of money. And then he lost because he lost to one of the best fighters in the world. And then he doesn't have to look bad.
Right.
Because it's expected for him to lose.
That's true. And
it's the same argument with Logan and Mayweather. So everybody's like, well, Logan's a big dude. He might sneak that. Floyd Mayweather, and I don't know anything about boxing, but from what I've heard and what I've seen of him, I guess, and I didn't know this, when he used to fight when he was younger, he actually like fucked his hand up pretty bad. So when he started to train to fight, he actually couldn't punch as hard because his hand would hurt. So he designed his entire training regime around being untouchable.
Yeah.
So he has successfully won
Every
every match that he's ever been in without being knocked to the floor.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he didn't look too hot. Granted, he was like 5 years off his last fight when he fought McGregor.
right.
But that was also the first time that he's fought a fighter.
And how much of it is show too?
Yeah, and
Because that's what I've heard too. Like a couple people that I've been listening to other podcasts. Obviously, this is big. This has been talked about in multiple different podcasts that I've listened to because it's like a big thing because it's polarizing. People are either pissed that it's happening, like this shouldn't be happening,
or they're reviving. They realize they're reviving,
or it's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think Mayweather's coming at it from that aspect. Like he knows that to push the sport, you got to bring in new
blood
and that's
new
even
fans.
Yeah, and so, fighting him, and again, he loses. He lost to one of the best fighters in the world, right? But if he, it won't happen. But say if he wins,
It's huge.
right? So, it's just crazy to think because I never thought of this, but they said in the McGregor fight, a few people have been talking about that I've been listening to. He went easy the couple first rounds, and then one of the shots that McGregor had on him was like a decent shot to the face.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like, "Oh shit!" Like
I need to take this seriously.
Yeah, he
so
needed
that's
to.
that's what I was like. That was the first time he fought someone who normally only has 8 minutes to do this.
Right.
Like, there's never 10 rounds. It's 3.
Mm-hmm.
You have 3 rounds to win. And McGregor's the style person where he wants to beat you in the first round so he can go home and relax.
Right.
So he doesn't have to use all, like he's guns blazing
Mm-hmm.
for the first 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you get him into the second round, you kind of beat him.
Right.
And Floyd is the opposite. He's just like, I'll wait.
Yeah, and he
Done.
McGregor tagged him, and then he was like, "Man, this kid wasn't fucking around. Like he really wants to beat me."
Yeah.
So I can't, even though this is exhibition, right? I don't want to lose.
I haven't lost. I'm not losing. No.
Right. So he, then when he takes it serious, he fucking doot tags him a few times, and then
And he wins.
gets what he needs to win. So it's like
Just enough.
yeah,
just
which
is fine, but
yeah. Granted, that's a fight where that is interesting because that's a crossover between two fighters. Okay, I have a different outlook on that as opposed to just straight up letting people in. Like when Nate Robinson got knocked the fuck out, I guess the California Boxing Commission was like, we flat out just can't let inexperienced people in the ring.
no, because now it becomes a danger.
Right, like
They interviewed that one guy. I think you were part of that.
oh
You were part of it, but that was in one of the episodes.
oh yeah, they interviewed Mike Tyson's old
trainer,
trainer,
whatever it
yeah,
was.
and he was talking about that.
You're gonna get people killed doing this.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah,
to do
it's
that.
great because you're putting people in the seats. You're bringing new fans to boxing, and you're bringing a new love for boxing.
But it's also not a joke.
Right, you're getting punched in the face.
Yeah, like you could fuck your head up doing that shit. Like he was out.
Yeah.
He was out in the memes after McGregor got knocked the fuck out. Those were nuts too. Yeah, his leg was fucked.
It's broken, dude.
He was just snapped his. Can you think about that? Think about that for a second.
Getting kicked hard enough.
You got kicked
snap.
hard enough to snap your shin.
I know what. I had a 400-pound man snap my shin.
That's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah.
That is
Dude.
insane.
That's cool. It's cool. It's not. I mean, it's really not cool, but
No.
You know
But
what I mean?
that's my thing with him. Like, I definitely think he can do this. And him doing making himself as controversial as he was and building up his whole social media presence and then transferring over into the boxing world is going to make him that much more successful. So I don't doubt him for that or blame him for that. But I just think he definitely needs to come off I would enjoy following him if he didn't think he could beat every single professional boxer and or fighter.
Yeah, and that honestly, he might not even think that way, but he has to act that way because it's his brand.
And that's what's just frustrating because like you can't sit there and say, "Oh, I'm going to fight my brother in KSI," and then I want to fight Conor McGregor.
Right, like he should have.
Those are way
beat Nate Robinson. Right, beats him up, wins. He goes,
You either need to get into the professional scene.
Entry level boxer, whatever it needs to do. Like,
you either need to get into the professional scene.
I want him to face that. I can't think. I don't know his name. He's the British boxer, Anthony. He was like the world heavyweight champion.
Oh.
Like this dude is huge.
Well, here's my thing. He needs to either get into the sport or not.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
But bigger.
You can't, like, you shouldn't be allowed to say, I want to fight this pro fighter, but then I want to fight this YouTube personality. You shouldn't be allowed to pick and choose what you want to do. You need to either get into the sport and become a professional athlete, or you need to stay doing what you're doing.
I think racing does it the best in that way. And this is a good way to kind of bring it back that way. So we have 5 classes of racing in this one race, in this Rolex 24 hours. You have Daytona Prototype, LMP2, LMP3, GTLM, GTD. In GTD, LMP3 and LMP2, you're allowed to be amateurs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in order, like, you can't just walk in and be like, here's 10 grand, I'm racing for you.
Right.
It's, here's 10 grand, I've also have all of my licensing to prove that I've made it at least
up to this
point where I can make minimum time.
Mm-hmm.
However, even so, that's kind of like not being allowed to just walk in and be like, I have 10 grand, I'm going to race for you this week. Because you have to have a standing with the FIA.
Right.
But to that extent, it doesn't always still prove. It just proves that you did the time, not that you're a quality driver.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Because he has to go into the boxing commission and say, hey, he has to get certified to box.
Yeah.
So the commission has to agree to let him in, and that's where the commission needs to step in and say, all right, look, kid, are you going to make a joke of the sport and just, because he can effectively, he doesn't need promoters. And I thought about this when they mentioned it on the podcast.
He did say that, yeah.
He can flat out do his own thing because he has enough money, he has enough people working for him.
He has enough of a following.
Yeah, he'll
fill the seats either way.
Yeah, he could do his own shit. He doesn't need promoters. So he's essentially he's like free range. Like he's in the sport, but he could pick and choose who he wants to fight.
Yeah, he even said that about he's like, that's where all these other fighters are losing money because they're trying to build themselves up when they should just have themselves doing it instead of people doing it for them. And building up the fight. Just hype it up yourself.
I think it's interesting because I feel like you lose the integrity of the sport in terms of grinding through it to get to a point to face the champion.
Oh, right. Like how many people
he's never gonna be in a championship fight.
No, but like how many people below Ben or above Ben are like, it took me 20 years to get where I am, and you're literally spending $5 and here you are.
Well, yeah, and that's when that point got brought up too. I was like, well, that's a good point.
Like these guys had to work.
There's some people in the shit of the boxing community
because they didn't
have been grinding and are probably even better fighters than this kid.
Yeah, they don't have the money to not work every day of their life. So
but then they brought this up to him, and didn't he make the comment like, oh, kind of pretty much saying like, well, this is what they get for not doing what he did, because he made a social media following first, but gave himself the ability to then go off on his own.
I mean, I've been trying to build up a social media platform for a year and a half now, and
right,
we have 400 followers, and
yeah. So I mean, there definitely was some stuff that was.
It's difficult. Like it's not easy for anybody to build up a reputation like that, especially if you don't have the money to box every day like he can.
Mm-hmm.
You have to work, box 2 days a week, work, box 2 days a week. Like you're drunk, you're dead. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I work 40 hours and I have to box for 20.
Is that actually a thing too that makes me think about like the work to put in to be a boxer and like to do a match? He said he can't nut.
Oh, that's so weird.
I wanted to look that up, but I couldn't look it up without being weird.
You're so angry. You're like, I need
like you can only if you haven't listened, they're getting free promotion from this, but I don't even care because it's a good podcast. Jake Paul said that he could only nut once a week and then
2 weeks prior he couldn't.
and then 2 weeks before the fight couldn't nut at all, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you, medically speaking, that doesn't matter that much. Like, the theory behind it is it's supposed to raise your test levels. It doesn't matter that much. It's not like it's...
I mean, he says it does.
You're not getting
that's a mind thing, I think.
I think part of it is that, like, you're not getting the amount of testosterone your body... Well, okay, first of all, this is on the premise that when you ejaculate, you lose testosterone. That's not how that works. I just want to point that out, too. Like, this might just be one of those old boxing, like, you know, back in the fucking 70s when they were in Philly in some dirty fucking gym. They were like, you know what? I think maybe not doing this is best.
Yeah, you'll perform better after.
In fact, there's been research that I've seen that suggests that before an athletic event, you need to ejaculate because that raises your testosterone levels, which that makes sense. It's not like your nutting test. Like, that's, you know what I mean? That doesn't work like that. That doesn't make sense. So I just thought that was funny. We just talked about cum for fucking stupid 5 minutes. But anyway, it's just like, you come, stop. Good fuck. And that's where I wonder if that's true or if he's just saying that for shock factor. Like, oh, I'm taking this so seriously. I didn't nut for like, I'm like,
that wasn't needed to say. We didn't need to say that. You didn't need to say that.
Yeah, like, why? Like, you could have just said you were working out and eating right, and then, you know.
Yeah. Silly.
Anyway, this started by me bitching about people in the YouTube space I don't like.
Oh, we missed a thing.
What?
So Nick Johnson, our resident gas man,
yeah,
apparently wasn't finished fueling the car, and the crew chief said go, which means that the car starts pulling away while there's gas pouring out of his hose. And
oh shit!
Yeah, is there a picture?
No. I was just reading it.
Yeah, I'll have to look at pictures to see if anything caught fire or if it just ripped Nick over or something. Like, I don't, because that thing's in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's exciting, but scary at the same time.
Does it not? It's not like they don't have a gas store or anything either, right? Like,
a what?
They don't have like a gas store in the car either.
It's just pressure. Like, he has to stand he has to push off the wall in order to get a good force down on it. It's that hard.
Oh yeah. So it definitely jerked him. It had to have jerked him around a little bit.
You'd think.
Unless he just let go of it, but it's a hose, right? It's not the fucking like old school cans that I'm thinking of.
No, that's NASCAR. NASCAR still has the cans.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. No, yeah, it's just a hose. So I don't know if you let go, that shit's just spewing out, isn't it? No, I guess there's probably like a close, like it has to. No, I don't know.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Yeah. Good job, Turner.
We'll see.
That's crazy.
Let's do Doge. Let's talk about Doge.
Okay. This is... Can I just preface this by saying I'm glad I didn't get into it?
Why?
I'm going to be...
It's Friday. They sell on Friday, buy on Monday.
I'm going to be...
Monday it'll be like 10 cents.
No, I'm going to be the cheap bitch in this segment. You're going to give your side, and then I'm going to give the cheap bitch side.
You aren't allowed to buy it yet.
Huh?
You weren't allowed to buy it yet. You haven't been approved.
Which...
helped you, but...
It did because
I still haven't lost money in it.
I'm still
$40 up.
As of when did I sign up? A couple days ago.
Friday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yesterday.
Was it Friday?
Yeah.
No, because I was looking yesterday. Thursday night.
Or Thursday. You're right.
Thursday night. So as of Thursday night, I saw that it had gone up to 5 cents, and I was like,
they ended up going up at 8 at one point.
Right, but I was already in bed by then.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'm doing this. I'm going to do it.
All right.
And I was also kind of pissed at that point, too, because 2,000 Doge, which is what you and...
Had. We have more now, but yeah.
Okay, but at that time was $20.
Yeah.
At the time I wanted to buy it, $20 would only get me like 100.
Yeah.
So I had already lost, just by just by the day going on.
Yeah.
Literally fucking, because you text me Thursday morning.
Do it as fast as you can.
And like I literally...
Shit was flying.
And I didn't realize that I have to wait days to get approved.
Yeah.
But again, I'm glad I did because it went from 8 at one point.
It was up. It was at 8 for like literally 5 minutes, and then it went down to 5 for a day.
It was pretty steady
And
at
then-
7 for a while.
Then it was 4 most of
But
yesterday.
now it's
I think
tipping 3.
It's 3.
So
But it's the weekend, and stocks always go down on the weekend.
yeah, because everything's going down
Yeah.
except for Bitcoin. But
and GameStop. But that's what all of this is. So when I had bought in these, I had bought in them. I started buying them like prior to it being a cent. It was half a cent, I believe, when me and Chloe bought them. So we bought a lot, obviously, because it's half a cent, and you're not gonna miss $20 if it goes in the hole.
no, and that's my thing too. So that's why I was up in the air about it because I'm thinking about what do I do for 20? I can get a fucking Baconator for $20. Do I want to get a Baconator or do I want to make money? But then I also think about it too.
How many
So
Baconators can you buy with all the money that you're about to make off this?
well, that's the thing. But
All of them. They'll kill you. The Baconators will kill you before you can spend the money.
I personally, okay, if I'm going to invest in crypto, I want to put it towards Bitcoin. I don't trust this altcoin shit.
The only reason I'm doing this is because that the Reddit was like GameStop, AMC, Nokia, BlackBerry, Doge.
But
And I was like, okay. And Doge is the cheapest, and everyone on Twitter's like, Doge. All of the gamers.
how sustainable is that though? That's my thing because if you look at the history of Doge, it has been nothing for the last 5 fucking
Yeah,
years.
because it was made as a joke. And now that everyone's like,
so it's not even.
so the problem is that like Bitcoin.
I don't think it's going to even hit $1. That's my.
No, it probably won't. If so, Bitcoin has a finite amount that they're allowed to mine or whatever.
Mhm.
I think I'm pretty sure they are. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on it.
This is also, by the way, neither of us are financial experts. So if you're looking to make a decision, don't listen to us.
Do it for yourself.
Yeah, don't do your own research.
So that's why theirs goes up more and more,
Mhm.
faster than Doge does, because Doge doesn't. I think they mine a lot per year. They have a limit per year, I think,
Mhm.
but it's not a limit that they're ever allowed. So it's kind of tough when you buy this and you see it go up, but then it goes back down because they just dumped a few more in.
Mhm.
So it kind of sucks. But if people keep buying these, then it'll go up. And when it goes up, we win. And it's also the little people winning. So we the
Well,
people.
and that brings you to the ultimate point to why this is all happening. So if you've been living under a rock for the last week,
right, this has been huge.
Reddit, specifically Wall Street Bets, is a subreddit. Okay, I'm a gamer, so I find very much humor in this, and I think it's amazing.
That one of our favorite stores is now a Fortune 500 company, even though it was going to be bankrupt 2 weeks ago.
That partially too, but it's also like don't fuck with gamers. People sleep on gamers. Don't fuck with gamers. It's a community,
Nerds,
and I think
gamers and nerds.
Yeah, and I think people are realizing that like gamers and Redditors, it's a community.
Yeah.
Like it's a very underground community.
It's also a community that is very accepted, and so you have people like not anarchists, I guess anarchists, if you will, but people who are like doing anything they can to undermine the government or do something against the government. We're in. Let's do it.
And
the gamers like, yeah, more support.
There's geniuses in this Wall Street Bets subreddit.
The guy who first bought GameStop is like $33 million.
Yeah, like
richer.
there's like these people are not stupid. It's not like it's just your average schmuck in Reddit, which is most commonly what Reddit is. But the fact that Reddit single-handedly for a week completely fucked all of Wall Street makes me laugh my balls off.
It's pretty cool.
Like, because if you would think for 5 seconds that Reddit would do that, I would have told you you're fucking nuts.
See, but that's the thing. Like, people...
But that makes me...
There's a reason that it's called We the People, and it's... The people have more power than the government.
But that
they don't
also...
ever do anything about it.
That also brought up some pretty glaring shit that's going on.
Robin Hood, Wall Street, the government.
Robin Hood started throttling people's purchase of these certain stocks.
Who told them to do that?
And
Wall Street. Who told Wall Street to do that? The government.
And there is even politically speaking, both sides of the aisle were like, no. This isn't even...
Okay, all right. Hear me out. This is a little political. A little bit.
We're getting a little... We're venturing out into a little bit of a controversial
AOC
topic.
AOC was like, this is ridiculous, whatever, and then we had other people from both sides saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz comments like, I agree 100%. Let's do something or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, you tried to have me killed? No. Acting as if he insinuated the riots. And now, listen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Listen.
I think I know what you're talking about.
This is the first time that you've both been able to agree on something.
Yeah.
And he didn't send them to kill you. So
yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
And
I definitely...
They've already proven who has done it, and there's some shit about it. So...
let me put it this way, okay? The political differences aside, okay? There's an agreement in both sides of the aisle. You need to just run with it. Take what you can get, okay? Because for the last... Well, for as long as I've paid attention to politics, for as long as my life has existed... People on the other side of the aisle have been at each other's throats for fucking years. This isn't just a recent development.
Since day one.
Yeah. So the fact that you've come to a common ground where, you know what? No, this completely affects the integrity of anything with the stock market and
our dollar
and money and big business and you know. So no, I don't think you need to be bringing other shit into this and make this a pissing match between the sides of the aisle.
Just agree on a good cause and move on, and then you can hash it out.
Because unfortunately, what sucks too is if anything gets ever done about this, then it's like, all right, what are we going to do? Well, both sides of the aisle are going to have different ideas on what to do, and then it's going to turn into nothing ever gets done because both of them start stalling and bitching at each other about how we need to reprimand.
Yeah,
and it's not just obviously it's Robin Hood now; they got the target on their back, but.
Every single
it poses the bigger issue of like, well, it can't be just them. No, it's not possible.
I'm pretty sure that there was some brands, so like I don't even know a lot of them. Robin Hood, Acorn, all that kind of stuff. That just while this was all starting to happen, they just deleted GameStop from being purchased. Like, and just said, "Oh, we just don't carry that. We just don't support that one."
Yeah,
but so you're doing exactly what they're doing. You're just saying it differently. So it's
right.
Okay.
And the thing that kills me is you need to handle the whole thing with Robinhood right. Use them as an example.
Yeah.
Use them as an example to say, all right, look, don't fuck with, because really, think about Wall Street. Think about the stock market. Virtually untouched for years. It's just been doing its thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been doing its thing. It's just been doing its thing. This is a big shakeup, right? This is a big shakeup, and it actually, thanks to these people on Reddit who saw this horse shit and were like, no, you're not. You're fucking shortchanging these companies to make millions of dollars. Fuck you. Yeah. Like, I don't blame him. I don't remember who the guy was that undercut GameStop to make the money.
Oh, I don't remember his name.
But like, that's a fucking, my opinion, scumbag. You're a scumbag for doing that because you're just like, and here's my thing. Look, I haven't used GameStop in fucking years. Obviously, I got nostalgia with GameStop. Okay,
right. We go in and buy used games.
Yeah, like I would go in there all the fucking time and like, oh damn, they got this game. Fuck, this game's like $3. Fuck
I wish I had enough money to buy that game.
Yeah, like I would do that shit all the fucking time. I'm
trading in these games for this game.
Yeah, I got my Star Wars, dog. I got my the good Battlefront games for PS2. Both ones. Of those fucking at the GameStop. I went into GameStop in Batavia and I was like, look at dude, I've been trying to find this game. You have this game, and he pulled it out and he's like, I got this game. It's $5.
Those
and I'm
are the
like,
best games.
God damn, that
best $5 I ever spent.
Yeah, really. Like I played the fuck.
They had it on Xbox for like $2. And I was like, yes.
I played.
I was like, this is so clunky, but I love it.
I got the 360 version on Xbox.
Yeah, that's what they were. Yeah, that's what I did.
And I was like, I played it and I was like, this fucking rules.
It's so good.
It's so good.
And what game can I say, follow me, and 10 guys follow me into their deaths?
Yeah. It's such a good game. But anyway, yeah, so that is that's the state of things right now, and I am
Doge is at 3 cents at the moment. So weekly, every week, we're gonna give you what Doge is at.
Here's a question:
until I become a millionaire.
When do you say, all right, I'm selling? If at what level are you comfortable? Because I've talked to Nicodemus about this with his Bitcoin.
All right,
like
so
I've said, if you're going to make X amount of dollars, at what amount would you say, all right, I'm going to sell out?
Instead of being greedy and waiting for more.
Right. Like, do you put a limit on it? You know what I mean?
So we had talked, like, I'd give you my numbers and what if I got 10K, I'd make this much money. If I got this much, I get this much money. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not going to divulge any information.
Right. Nor do I expect you to. But
I'd love if it hit $1,000, which it probably won't. But if it were to, I'd be so tempted to just be like, all right, cashing in, see ya.
So if the value of a coin hit a K.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that
Bitcoin is at 35.
Yeah,
35K.
I mean,
it's doable.
It's always possible. Well, let me put it this way: I think you're better at doing this than you are doing lottery. So
yeah, and how much should I put in? $40.
Well, and the thing that I put
$40 in, and I'm 40 positive at the moment.
The thing that sucks is that I don't know is because this came from, I don't want to say a joke, but it came from a more or less a rally on the internet to do this, just to say fuck you to Wall Street. How long is it going to last? Whereas Bitcoin has been sustainable, but again, you're comparing, David to Goliath as far as cryptocurrency is concerned. So
yeah, I think realistically, if I see it, I get if none of us, if like they're saying it's not expected to go past $1, which it very well could not be.
Yeah,
I'd sell as high as I can get it, and then if I see it start to tank like it just did, if it's high enough and I see it start to tank again, I'll probably sell. It just depends on what everybody under the sun says, because if they're all going, probably should sell.
Because right now you still see the people saying keep Doge,
Yeah.
like don't sell.
If everyone's willing to stand with it, I'm in. Let's do it. Because again, it's if I lose $40, that's $40, but I could make a lot more.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, I'm not gonna spit out all of Nicodemus's information, but I did mention how much he put into Bitcoin, and he doesn't even have, at the time he put in, he doesn't even have a full coin. Like, so I mean, he's put money in. I mean, he's doing well, and Bitcoin has seen an increase because of this whole thing too.
And you have Musk talking about both of them, which is nice.
But I was just curious because I think about it and I'm like, what if I, because again, I asked him, people kept it from when the first crypto like rush came through.
Right. Those guys,
and
a lot of them bought it for 50 cents.
Right. And now they're cashing the fuck out because they stuck with it.
Yeah.
But there was a huge lull where everybody panicked and sold, and
it took them, I think, like 10 years for it to get to 35.
Yeah. So
but
I wonder
it took them, less than a year to do 20 grand.
Yeah. So I wonder if even like buying it now, who fucking knows what it's going to be in 30 years, dog? Like, you could fucking, obviously I think like I want money now because I have uses for it now. I might not have uses for it in 20 years, but it's no different than a stock. You put money in a stock young,
hoping
and
that
it
it's just
builds
grow,
over
grow,
time.
grow. Yeah.
So the crypto is the same way, People were, I think that's the mentality that was wrong because people were thinking, oh, crypto is an easy cash out because it's growing so fast.
The thing too is a lot of people don't understand that a lot of these cryptos were meant to be replacement of the dollar.
Right.
There's when Bitcoin was created, it was created to be a non-traceable money, so that you could be like, hey, I'll give you 0.25 of a Bitcoin for that car or whatever. Obviously, that's not like a legit hand-to-hand thing,
Right.
But and the government couldn't track it, couldn't tax it, whatever. That's what they only could tax what you were putting out, and that's, I'm pretty sure, the big reason that crypto is a thing. But a lot of the Redditors don't really pay attention to that. They just are like, this hurts the government.
Right.
This hurts Wall Street. So I think that's
what do you
a big
get,
reason. But
what do you get taxed? Because I heard people say that you get taxed half of what you make. because it's called something realized value.
So it's I think
I don't know anything about
it's tough.
this.
I looked it up on Friday just to be like, if I were to make $2 million off this,
Yeah, because
how much do I bring home?
Obviously, you don't want to fucking get the IRS knocking on your door.
No, right. There was the taxable income off of that, from what I read, was 3%, 4%. But I'm sure there's probably other taxes that get tax. So it's the tax on winnings, but I think they also consider it a gift on top of it. So I think there's probably an extra tax on top of it, which I don't know.
Oh, because again, Tiny Meat Gang, Noel Codico.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna look it up right now. Go ahead.
They were, when the first crypto shit hit, they had Ethereum, they had Bitcoin, like they had crypto, right? And they sold out. Codico still has Ethereum. He's talked about it a lot on the podcast. But they were talking about, and again, this is the reason why I ask this question, is because the two of them, obviously, they're oafs. Like, they just fuck around.
Okay. So it's 20%.
Okay. Because
that makes more sense.
When they were talking about it, they said half, and I didn't know if they were saying half as to be sarcastic and say
it feels like that, right? Because when we see people win the lottery, it feels like it's half, but it's probably like 20%.
Right. So that's where I was going with that.
There's fees that are involved with like lottery.
But they were saying they did say it's called a realized value, which again I haven't looked it up, and that could be a thing. But they described it as like when you say you put in for the lottery, okay, you have the chance to win that money.
Yeah.
So because you're aware of that chance,
you're aware that you can win $27 million.
We all right, we're back. Fucking thing died.
Go figure. You need to check both things to make sure they're.
Anyway, I forgot where we were.
Basically, if the taxing.
Oh yeah.
We got a couple minutes, so
anyway,
let's close her up.
I was pretty much done with that anyway. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was a wild ride,
guys. If you guys buy Doge, that means I make more money, and you make more money, and if we make more money together, the race car. What?
Yeah. So if you're a fan, buy Doge,
and then I'll let you guys design the race car, and then Falcon will make the design reel, and then we'll.
That's some weird fucking marketing.
Right.
I'll take it. I don't. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what? Race car.
Don't give us money. Buy Doge. No. It doesn't make sense.
Both.
Anyway,
do both.
Anyway. No, don't do both. That's fucking rude.
Do both. You on a racing team, don't you? No. Don't.
No.
Your views.
What matter. Go view the shit. Maybe buy merch if you want. Yeah. Donate to our causes.
Yeah.
Don't put money in Doge. Let us be the idiots that put money in Doge.
This is my cat. It's Chicken.
Stupid. Uh-huh.
His name's Chicken. I don't know if you can see it. Her name's Chicken. Sorry. I didn't name the cats because cats suck.
Ew.
Anyway, movie of the week. Or media of the week, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call it media of the week.
Yeah.
Chicken, get out of here, you freaking frick.
Yeah, because it's Dave Portnoy's podcast. With
BFFs.
The TikTok kid, Josh Ridges. And the reason why I like it, I'm going to be honest with you, I have not paid attention to that realm. Their whole...
No, it's cool because we're like in between. We're Brianna.
I'm a Dave fan, though.
No, I know, but like our age group is Brianna,
right.
Where we're like kind of out of it, but kind of in it.
Right. So I definitely think that them putting together what they did, and people give him shit because he's like an old man with a kid, and I think that's just I think it's
always
hilarious.
Forget that he has a kid. I also love that they're like, oh, you're talking to 18-year-olds, you perv, and he's like,
right.
I'm just trying to learn,
right? And I think that's hilarious, and I like that. And my whole thing is too, like, I think it's a as far as business decision for Barstool,
intelligent,
fucking genius.
Yeah,
like it really is genius because he's said it like for the last 20, like he has to stay relevant.
Yeah.
and that's part of his business.
It's also part of the reason why he just picks fights with everybody.
Right. So
like he's just staying in the media.
Can I blame him for doing what he did? Absolutely not, because he's bringing a new audience to. If you ask me if I've paid fucking any attention to fucking Charlie and Dixie, fucking D'Amelio, whoever the fuck they're, I don't know who the fuck they are. But because of this podcast, I'm now aware of TikTok drama,
like what they do, and
and like, one of the influencers I can't stand is Bryce Hall. That kid's a fucking pussy.
His bit is hilarious.
He is such a puss boy.
Cat.
And he thinks he's a badass, and he's a puss boy, and I can't stand it. But anyway, so this cat is just fucking everything up right now. He's got his asshole in Tom's face.
Jesus. All right.
She's horny.
What are you rating it?
Horny.
She's fixed. She can't be horny.
Horny.
Yeah, I mean, she can,
all
done.
Probably a 8-1.
I would go higher, to be honest. In my opinion, because it's hilarious.
It is really funny.
And I don't...
The Trisha Paytas episode.
Oh, my God. Do you love Adolf?
First of all.
Do you love Adolf? Yeah. Wait, what?
That just fucking died.
You suck. Everything's going to shit.
But the fact that she fucking was like, yeah, it was $5 for blowjobs. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I did not. And here again, it's just funny shit. Funny fucking shit. Good podcast. Which is a fucking mess today. Anyway,
I would. Hopefully, I'm not screaming because I can't hear myself. I would probably give it almost a 9. Probably an 8-9.
Yeah, see, that's tough for me because I mean, I like.
But that's my style of comedy. I don't like any other comedy, so that's. Comedy
I listen to TMG. Is probably my favorite podcast.
Ooh, have you watched any of Part of My Take?
No.
They're pretty good too. It's another Barstool one. With Big Cat. Big Cat is just like a. I don't give a fuck.
All right, guys. What we're gonna do is me and Puss Boy over here want to work at Barstool. So
yeah.
You
don't talk to the thing's dead. You're talking to this now.
Yeah. At Dave Portnoy, and tell him he needs.
That's bold.
And tell him he needs 2 new podcasters.
Racing. We can be his racing.
Yeah, we'll do his racing shit because he's got the One Bite NASCAR, and
I don't know who he's sponsoring this year. Unless he sponsors.
Oh yeah, true.
Benedetto again.
But anyway, so it allows him to venture out into another avenue.
And we'll build a racing team with him.
And I don't need a lot of money. I'm gonna be honest. I don't need fucking Call Her Daddy money.
I don't even know how much money they got.
A lot.
Like millions, right?
Yeah. A lot. Well, because they weren't getting a lot paid to do the show, but they were making most of their money in merch sales.
Yeah.
So, give me. I would work for him if I could pull in $200K a year.
I would do it for less than that. Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, but you also think to yourself, it's Barstool, like they're gonna make money.
No, right. Like that's
so
right. Know your worth.
Right.
But like I wouldn't
say 100.
I wouldn't.
I would take 100.
Right. I don't need 200.
Right. But it's also one of those things where you think about, what can I personally, in terms of career that I'm trying to get into, I could, in my career that I'm looking to get into and going back to school, if I could make 100 doing that. So I would expect more if I went to do this.
Yeah.
Like, right. But anyway,
there's an episode of Behind the Scenes where he's like, "Hey, you're still in school?" To this intern, he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Quit school right now, and I'll hire you." Dude's like, oh, "That's a solid offer. I'll have to think about it." And he's like, "No, not anymore. See ya."
Yeah, he's fucking cold. Like, he's cut fucking throat.
Almost gave him a full-time job at Barstool. If all he had to do was drop out. He had 1 semester left, and he's like, "I don't want to not finish school." But I get it, but it's like,
yeah.
When you have a brand that is like, you can go to school during.
They hired.
You can finish it online, dude.
They hired the meme guy.
Yeah, Vinny.
The meme guy. He makes memes.
Yeah, that's
and he gets paid stupid money to make memes.
From his house.
From his fucking house. Yeah. Putting his kid's head in the toilet. It was fucking funny.
Anyway, obviously we're fans of Barstool. Suck it up.
But yeah, no, that was like, I was big into that this week. That's why I'm all about it today, talking about him and their podcast.
We had both kind of just like jumped. I was like, "Look, watch this episode."
Yeah, he started, and then he's like, "Watch this," and I was listening to it at work the last couple days and just laughing my balls off.
It's good.
It is just really funny. I just love him as a person. Like he literally is my idol
Of course he is.
because he's just a dick, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
And he's good at what he does.
he is. It's very talented. Very good business mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say something else about him. But I forgot.
Anyway, mine.
I'm done sucking his dick anyway.
Are you? So, I'm doing a review on 24, this series.
Okay.
I've watched an episode and a half of it.
Okay.
It is the dumbest show. It's not dumb. I shouldn't say it's dumb. I'm sure it's probably, if it was made now, it would be a lot better.
Mm.
But it was made in like the early 2000s.
Oops.
Or late 2000s. It might have been in the late 2000s, I don't even know. But it's so slow because it's, one season is 24 hours.
Mm.
Is a 24-hour day.
Mm.
So it's like 24 episodes. An hour long. And they're only an hour at a time. So it's just like, I watched for an hour. You look at the computer screen, tell someone to go do this. Oh, show's over.
Oh.
I'm sure there's probably a lot better. Like, I need to get farther into it to really give it a good,
Yeah.
honest review. But
Give it that good.
so far,
No.
5,
Oof.
5, 6, 5, 6, 5.6. Yeah, right now 5.6. Still, I know I missed last week's episode. Wonder Woman still sucks. It's still horrible. It's still my second to least favorite movie ever.
Can't stand it. Fuck you, cat.
Right in front of the Joker. Fuck you, Joker.
Fuck you, Joker. Fuck you, Wonder Woman.
And then Baby Driver, third to last.
My Not Poggers. My brother and my dad went snowmobiling today. Nick blew a sled up.
I was gonna say that should be your Not Poggers, but I didn't want to ruin.
Yeah, no, he melted the fuck out of that. It's a triple. It's a 90. It's an old 90s snowmobile, Thundercat. One of the fastest.
Roar!
Nice. One of the fastest production machines made from that era, and it's a triple, 2-stroke.
That is the right saying, right? Thundercats roar. Thundercat.
Oh, you're thinking of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit,
I think
I
so.
don't think it is. I don't know
Is
if
it?
it is.
I don't know. Anyway, so but 2-stroke triples from that time period were known for kablamo. So he noticed that it felt weird, and he was kind of hearing a noise. And then he opened the hood, and the antifreeze was boiling, like it was straight, like it had a rolling boil in the fucking in the reservoir container.
Thundercats. Oh.
So and they were hearing this weird noise, so I had to go pick them up. It was a little bit of a clicking. It still seemed to run, but they didn't want to like actually nuke it, like seize it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's unfortunate. This cat's about to get executed.
Yeah, it is. This is why you're not allowed in here, dude.
On the podcast. But anyway, so that's where we're at this week. That was a doozy of an episode.
They're all going to be like this from now on. We're having fun. We're having fun with this. Obviously, when we do like questions and stuff, that'll be more geared towards the racing thing.
And obviously our team related stuff.
Yeah, and even like the Rolex, we'll talk about the winners next week. We'll talk about all that kind of stuff when it happens. But
a natural,
but it's
transition.
Yeah, we're gonna have more fun with it. More keep you on your toes.
Well, because and I don't want to speak for you, but I like to think of this podcast as a way to make the overall team and the Twitch and our drivers and everything more successful. So to do that,
and that's what I wanted with Toolbag Tuesdays. Was just another way for them, to people who maybe weren't huge into iRacing but wanted to support us, and enjoyed watching us game. That was for them, Obviously, it doesn't work now that you're an overnighter.
Yeah, so we can't do that anymore. But in a way, we're kind of shifting this to reach a broader stroke of people to bring in more attention to the people we have that are in the driver's seat grinding away. Yeah. That we do greatly appreciate. So
yeah, and then we'll eventually build a racing team, like a real car.
Yeah.
And then we'll go race at Rolex and we'll film it.
We'll
race
racetrack vlogs. Man,
Yeah.
I really want to try to hit that Glen vlog this year.
Hell yeah.
If we can.
We'll see. All right, everybody. Thank you. Thank you to our sponsors. And
we
Will we? What?
Squeak.
Anyway, new merch. We got a new merch out.
Poggin. This cat looking its ass right in my
it
face.
is. It's Nunkwepi. I don't think I say it right, but it's Now I Begin, and that's gonna be like the saying.
Okay.
That's gonna be like Home Depot. I almost said Home Depot. HW Racing, HWR, whatever you want to call us. That's our new slogan, the team slogan. Now I Begin, because it's just kind of fresh starts. No matter what happens during this race, the next race will be different. Start anew. Bing bang boom.
I can't focus with this cat over here fucking flicking her own bean.
It was a big thing that Phillip Rivers brought, which is kind of. I was like, oh, everyone's gonna make fun of me for that, but it's actually a really cool.
You simping for Phillip Rivers?
Oh, absolutely, I would love to. It's a lot of, it has a lot of meaning behind it, because you can turn it into whatever you think. Like, Now I Begin.
Simp.
I just wanted you to support that, but fuck you.
No, I support it.
Anyway,
you're just a simp.
So go purchase that. Tell us what you want to see in these videos.
Yeah, we're a little more open now, so if you have an idea or topic you want to talk about, float it.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be racing.
If you want to ask another related question, float it.
If you want to draw out the...
If you want me to watch a video and fucking...
Let me know.
Talk about it, do that too.
I know what you're getting at, and no.
No, not my... I'm still not allowed to do my porn segment. I know, even though we've opened it up a little bit, I'm still not allowed to do my porn segment.
Yeah, anyway.
It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, if you find a video on YouTube and you want to say, here, what do you think about this? Watch.
We should have a video of the week. I almost thought about having, like, a start...
Like those, like, cut videos or something. Have you seen those shits? Like, those shits are funny when people reacting to those videos.
I almost had you see if you would want to start a new series together and watch, like, 2 episodes a week and then talk about them.
Oh, interesting.
That'd be kind of cool. But we don't really like the same types of shows. But we kind of do a few of them. So if we find something that we both be like, okay, yeah, then we'll do it. But
yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, thanks guys. Love you.
Peace, boy.
And we'll see you next week.